Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the LLS. Today we have Mr. V. Sashi Kumar here for delivering the LLS. Mr. V. Sashi Kumar, also known as the man who saves babies, completed his MS in entrepreneurship from IIT Madras in the biomedical engineering department. He later founded Phoenix Medical Systems, a manufacturer of infant and maternal care products and assistive devices. The company started with minimal investment and went on to become the leading biomedical manufacturer in India. His enterprise has gained recognition as Phoenix products meet international standards and are also affordable to the general public. The products are used at the thousands of hospitals across India and in 32 other countries in Africa, Europe, South America, the Middle East, and the Asia Pacific region. Now I will request Mr. V. Shashi Kumar to come on the stage and deliver the LLS. Sir.
It's absolute pleasure to come back to the Institute and try and engage with you people and talk about what my journey has been as an entrepreneur. It's more than 25 years when I was in the same institute like you guys, but the only difference was I was looking at making an enterprise. And I'm sure that, I don't know how many of you know, maybe your parents' time, making an enterprise those days was considered terrible. Nobody wanted any guy to start off enterprise because enterprise was very difficult. Everything was controlled, and making an enterprise required a lot of money in the pockets. Otherwise, you never could start an enterprise. So that was the day when I started this journey. Let me just introduce Phoenix at the moment. I mean, what are we now? I mean, we are, as what I was introduced a few minutes back about saving babies. We have 3 plants currently. We have in Chennai 2, and the Shri there's a new one coming up, and Pondicherry 1. And of course, we have a DSIR certified R&D center, which means Government of India recognized center. And the vision, of course, when I started off, vision was to have an intact survival, family happiness, and of course, medical professional satisfaction. And how do we do it? Ask the end customer what to do, design, manufacture, sell, and support. That's the mission. Yeah. And of course, we sell it to quite a lot of hospitals all around India. Yeah. Thanks. Actually, at that particular point of time, in 1990, the infant mortality, the mortality of babies was quite high. It was around, quite high. I mean, I don't know whether you were able to see around 70 to 80 per 1,000 births is what it was then. It was terrible. Every place where you went, there were babies dying. Yeah. It was quite phenomenal. Yeah. So then, at IIT, when I was in IIT as a young engineer, who had done electronics, medical electronics, going to the professor and asking him, I want to do some product, which could be, in terms of electronics. I mean, I wanted to show off my skills in electronics. So I always asked my professor, can I do something which is very complicated, but I can do something like that, So Professor T.M. Srinivasan, the professor at that time, he said, okay, he wanted to ground me down. So he said, okay, do one thing, go to a hospital here. That was Child Trust Hospital. I don't know how many of you are from Chennai. Child Trust Hospital is where babies are saved. So I was sent there. Professor Ramakrishnan and Shanmugh Sundaram were there, or Dr. Shanmugh Sundaram and Ramakrishnan. And they were they took me to the neonatal department. There were a lot of babies in the unit. This is a neonatal intensive care unit. And these babies were needing warmth. And what were they doing? They were having a table lamp, I'm sure, incandescent table lamp, 200 watts over them. That's how they're keeping the baby warm. And they had also some incubators, which was pushed on one side, not working. And these are from international companies from US and Europe. The babies needed warmth, Newborn babies require the temperature to be maintained at around 36.5 degrees centigrade. A room temperature like this, 32, for them would be very, very cold. It's like pushing them into ice cold places. It is 0 degrees centigrade. So these babies require warmth. And unfortunately, there was no warming device, and these babies are kept under incandescent lamp, 200 watts, bright light on the baby. That's how they keep warming the baby. Actually, the light, it's supposed to be, used for illumination, but unfortunately, the subproduct, which is heat, is getting used there. And that was how the babies were warmed. And I said, okay, there's an opportunity here. Let me take this up. Yeah. And sitting here in IIT, I developed this product, put it back in the hospital. What did the hospital do? The same doctors, what did they do? They straight away put a baby into this product. No clinical trial, nothing. They straight away put a baby into this product. I was surprised because that's a confidence they were having in our products. Nothing was available, at least something. So they immediately put in. What happened to me? Next 15 days, I was literally in that hospital. I was not allowed inside. I was waiting outside, looking through the window if everything is going on right, because I didn't want this product to harm the baby, never. But in the process of staying there in that particular hospital, I learned a lot, quite a lot, because that neonate is what I wanted to save. But the people who are interacting with the product is just not the neonate. It's the caregiver, the nursing staff, and the doctors, and so on. And most of the relatives and parents, they're always with that baby. So the next thing which happened to me was I said, okay, these products on a baby looks very scary. The mother puts a baby inside the incubator. It looks very scary. It's not very friendly. Yeah. Anyway, I started the company by then. What did I do? I got some funding from, this was in 89 to 91. I got some, the initial amount, the loan amount, what I got was 5 lakhs. I'll come back to this later. I got an equity funding. I didn't have any money in my pocket, but I ventured out to start a firm. And those days, without money in the pocket to venture out, start a firm, is literally like begging. Nobody will support you. Yeah. And of course, there was a little bit support from AIMS and All India Institute of Medical Sciences and National Neonatology Forum. These are the forum which, sort of take the product and test it, or they're the people who are going to be using it. So that's the thing which happened at that particular point of time. Yeah. Next slide. 93. So this is one thing which, as I said, when I went into the hospital and looked at the product, looked at the way in which the product was used in the hospital, looked at the environment and so on, I thought that the next thing which I need to do is to make sure the product looks very friendly. It's not, very aggressive, not industrial. It has to look more friendly. 93, I worked along with the NID guys to bring out a product which is more friendly looking, no sharp edges, no sharp corners, easily cleanable. One of the things which was said at the particular point of time was to make sure infection is under control in an environment where baby is. So I really worked on that and made sure that the product is brought in that way. Yeah. So it happened, everything was going on well, made the product, take the product to a hospital, take the product to any of these places. As I said, the places where I did the first trial, Child Trust, very happy about the product, they bought the product. The first customers, excellent. A few more customers, excellent. I got all those products in. But is that business? No. The next is you need to have more and more products being sold in the market. You've already put in more people into the company. You need products to be sold. Now you have a situation where your products are not getting sold because everyone is appreciating your product, but not buying them. They're saying a fantastic product, you created the world, all those things. But nobody buying the product. Literally, sales started going low. When sales starts going low, people panic. in your company. They start leaving. Panic is, starting to become more and more. Phoenix was literally in the verge of closing. The only thing which these doctors who came back and told me, okay, you are saving babies, stay put. Don't close it down and go away. Stay put. So I stayed in that. And of course, as I said, one more thing which happened was some of the boys who went, they took the technology away and started up another company. So becoming more complicated for me, yeah. And the government was not also friendly. I've never been friendly. That particular point, it was not at all friendly for the medical equipment manufacturer. The customs duty for a product, when you import from abroad, was very low compared to a product produced in India. So which means, for example, if I take a wheel of a product, and these wheels are not available in India, so you need to import them. When you import a wheel from abroad, just a wheel, you will be at 40% duty. But if you bring the total incubator or the total product, you are at 2% at 5% duty. So only idiots like me will start manufacturing products here when you can import the whole thing at a lower duty. So what did I do? I also changed my strategy. I became a distribution company, started distributing international products in India, because that's the only way to survive. There's no way I can bring in components into India at that particular point of time because the duties are very high for components, assemble them and compete with these guys. No way. So at that point, I started doing something called as distribution of products, yeah. And 2002, I'm just going through what happened for this company, year by year, so that it gets an idea what happens. By that time, we started realizing that we need to start manufacturing more. So I said, okay, how do we get the confidence that Indian products are equally good or better? The only way to do is to get certification from international authority, US FDA, CE marking, and so on. So that's the route I took immediately. So 2002, I started off with all these markings and so on. And then I built a new factory too. And I started exhibiting in large medical conferences abroad. Now this medical conferences abroad brings me to the next level because I would also see other companies exhibiting the same place. So I get to know what's happening, plus they get to know what I'm doing. So that's how I went on, yeah. So in 2006, GE came in. I think that's the wrong picture. It should have been arm twisting, okay. So there, what happened was we sold 3 technologies into GE. 3 technologies from Phoenix. I mean, actually, when the GE came in, they came in with a different kind of a mindset. So I'm sure most of you know the way in which numbers work, right? So you're talking about a population. We have a huge population, yes. And you take a small percentage of the population and say that's the, number of neonatal deaths in India, and therefore the market size is so big, and therefore Phoenix could be positioned in such a way that we could sell quite a lot into this world. So what did they do? They said, let's sort of join together and bring products into the world. So that was what happened with GE. So we sold 3 technologies. And the arm twisting was when they took the exclusive rights. They said, okay, now GE is a big company. We got fantastic reach. They have lots of distributors all over India. They came back and said, okay, if these distributors, each one of them, take minimal products, say 10 products, and there are around 50 to 70 distributors of for GE. So 70 to 10, 700 straight away. Number of products can be sold in every month. So that was a big number for me. So I said, okay, let me sign these agreements. And when I did this agreement, I also moved all my sales staff because they don't no meaning in keeping them in Phoenix. So I moved all those guys to GE. And I kept only the customer support with me. 2 years with them, they were not trying to, sell my products into the world. They were literally trying to close me down because they wanted to enter this market in a big way. This is another learning, yes. So again, the same thing happened. So what they did, they doubled the price of the product in the market. They took my same product, doubled the price of the product straight away, and took a lot of distributor commitments. So we started producing quite a lot, so a huge amount of stock inventory built up. And again, the same problem. No sales, started going down in terms of verge of closing. Similar thing. So at that point, I said, no way, no more with GE. Luckily, I had signed up only yearly contracts. So second year, I said, I wound up with GE and said, okay, I'm off it. I just started off again, bringing back products like the real Phoenix, bringing back into, from the ashes back again. We started again establishing a new sales and marketing team, double the sales. And of course, we started collaborating. At that particular point, I realized that doing it alone is difficult. So I started collaborating with institutions. DREV is an offshoot from Stanford, brought out a product, and it's now saved around 86,000 babies, yeah. And this, I don't know how many of you know, last year we did, launch this product here in IIT Madras. This is a cane for the blind. Again, I took it up from Delhi, IIT Delhi. This was a student project. Went to the lab, found a fantastic product. They were introducing me to this product. And they said they didn't get an industrial partner to bring it to the market. What did I do? I grabbed it and brought it into the market. It won national award last year, just not there. When we started off this project, we were talking to the blind associations in India. Each one of them was saying, I can buy 30 units in a month and so on. So when it added up, my total number of units which will be required, maybe say around 1,000 in a year. And we have done 15,000 in a year now. That's the thing which happened in this product. And Modi has gone all the way out to give this product during his recent birthday, and 22nd September, I think, he gave away these products to a lot of visually challenged people. Yeah. And then we also, again, with IIT Delhi, refreshable braille cell, again a product for the visually challenged. Yeah, I would like to talk about this in detail, but then, okay, let me leave it like that. Yeah. This, how many of you know? I don't know. This is a standing wheelchair from IIT Madras. We are taking this product up. This product up, it's fantastic. So what is that we are telling? Every wheelchair today should be a standing wheelchair. That's the kind of mantra we're having. Why are we saying that? Any person on a wheelchair, like what me and you do, we want to stand up after a few hours of sitting. Similarly, for a person who is completely on a wheelchair, he or she wants to stand up after a couple of hours. Today, they cannot do it unless and until they have help from outside. So this wheelchair makes them, as what you can see here, they can stand up by their own, by themselves. In all these projects, whatever we are trying to do, we are making sure it's affordable, but yet profitable for the company to run and to grow. That's very important. I can't have a product which I make and I sink. No way. It has to be profitable. I'm not talking about too greedy to get a lot of profit and buy planes. No. It has to be affordable because people will not buy. The reason why the smart cane is able to be, is so successful is basically because of the price. The price of the product is really low, and that's what we are doing it here also. We're making the product really, really cost effective, and making sure it's reaching the right kind of people. Yeah, and it is also affordable. Yeah. The next one is the Life Pod. This is along with Sir Ray Avery. He found that Phoenix is a company which is really working on affordable technologies. And he said, okay, it'll be good to collaborate with a company which has got this kind of a sense. And he wanted to bring in the incubator, which is really low cost. affordable by all the developing world, emerging markets. But at the same time, having features similar to what is available in the most expensive products. So that's another thing which we have done currently. Yeah. I don't know how many of you know about this product called as Embrace. Embrace is a product which is based on phase change material, PCM. Yeah, you have seen it. Okay, TED Talk. Yeah. So this is a very classic example of a product which was brought in with a vision to bring, this product to the world with a vision that this can lower the infant mortality. Phase change material which keeps the heat for the baby for at least 4 hours. That's the way it is. But unfortunately, even though they have such a lot of, marketing on the product, everyone is there, but it couldn't go forward. And in the process, Phoenix took up this technology, and now we are bringing it out from our factory. Yeah. This again, I can talk more. I would definitely encourage you to ask questions on this because a lot of learning from there. Yeah. So we have partnered with quite a lot of organizations to bring out products into the market. Yeah. And of course, we have won awards. And I don't know how many of you know about these Sustainable Development Goals. Yeah, and the Millennium Development Goals. I'm sure most of you know about it. So that's the focus. That's what we are really looking at and going forward. That's how Phoenix is working towards. Yeah. Questions?
Sir, can you tell more about that baby incubator thing?
Which one? That
The Embrace.
Embrace?
Yeah, how does it work? Like.
Yeah. So it's got a phase change material. So what has been done is, I'm sure physics, phase change at the point where you're doing the phase change, solid becoming liquid, phase change, solid becoming liquid. So if you can, at 0 degrees centigrade, where water is changing to solid, that is ice to water, that temperature, latent heat principle, that will stay for a long period of time. So it is at 0 for a long period of time. Similarly, if I can engineer a material, maybe a wax, which changes its phase at 37 degrees centigrade, then that heat available is for the next 4 hours. So you initiate this process of phase change and put it inside this wrap, and the baby is warm for 4 hours. So initiate a change of the phase, and then put it inside. So that's how it works. Hope I answered you. You understood? Yeah.
Why couldn't the Embrace people bring out the product on their own? What was the problem they faced?
Okay. So Embrace, that's a kind of questions I want to, because in entrepreneurial questions. Embrace did bring this product out of the way. It's not that they didn't bring the product into the market. They brought the product into the market. Now, this is a single product, number one. As I said, it's a socially relevant product. Number two, whenever we say socially relevant product, what do you normally think? Price to be really low. When you really price it low, so whenever an engineer talks about price, what is the price is he talking of? Manufacturing cost. When you keep on talking about manufacturing cost everywhere, now the market's expectation is near the manufacturing cost. If you put a product near the manufacturing cost, can you sustain your company? Can you grow? Can you do anything? So what will you look for then? Margin, okay, but the margin is not there. So how does this company work then? External blessings. Somebody has to give money, right? Otherwise this company will never work. How long this blessing will keep going? Can it go on forever? It has to be self-sustainable. They couldn't sustain it. They had, as I said, they had the wonderful, marketing tool with them. They priced it so low. So every time they're running the company, their balance sheet was always negative. Including Vinod Khosla has invested into that company. Always negative. So the best smart thing they can do is to give off the technology to somebody and take a royalty. That's the easiest way they can do. So they don't have any expenditure at all. So that's what we have done. Healthcare, if you look at it, today we are talking about healthcare so much. All of us, I don't know how many of you will agree, healthcare is supposed to be by the government. Yes? NGOs or external agencies or whatever it is can only support a little. But the majority of it has to be done by the government. The majority has to be done by the government. So then, these products, institutionalization of delivery as what you're talking about, is being done in India. How do they do it? Again. Exactly. So what did they do? That was they wanted to minimize malnutrition. They wanted to bring down malnutrition. They didn't want pregnant women to be malnourished. So they said the program was direct cash benefit to the mother if she goes to a hospital, okay, at the first trimester and continues going to the hospital till delivery takes place. So therefore the government as such gets a few benefits. What has happened? The lady comes to the first trimester itself. If there is any abnormality, they can make sure that the mother is counseled or whatever we want and making sure the delivery is handled very well. So this has happened in India. And therefore if you look at it today, every state government is going in a big way in terms of making sure they're equipping very well. We have been, it's not that, yes, we have been trying to, we have won quite a few tenders, starting from Tamil Nadu to West Bengal to Jharkhand to Chhattisgarh to Punjab, to every place we have. System today, I'm sure all of us know about it. Very difficult in terms of getting a tender because they always go on lowest one pricing. Sometimes because of technology, we are able to talk about technology and reliability and so on and then win the tender. Yeah, sorry.
So how did you able to how did you manage the competition from US countries or European countries? You said there was so much of competition in starting when you started manufacturing. So how did you handle that?
So as I said, one of the things which I did, of course the pricing was lower. I did bring the pricing lower.
Okay.
That was one thing. But of course, got certifications. Okay? And if you look at all the US products, if you look at any of the US or European products, fortunately for me, these products, if they break down, what happens? Cost of service is very, very high. So what happened was, my product was there, and initially they started buying these international products because everyone wanted to be, having those international products in their hospitals. But when they broke down, they had to spend a lot of money, and this was, idle for quite a lot of period of time. That's where I chipped in, saying that, okay, I give you a solution, much lower price, and I'm there always. My team is always there, and my spares are here only. Next minute, next day, I'm able to service it. That's it. That changed the scenario. And to an extent today, if you look at it, neonatal care. Today, if you look at any, go around any place, anything you take up, one thing which comes to my mind is it Chinese? Do we have that thinking? Yes? Anything and everything is? You don't even have to, I don't even have to, talk anything about it. It's definitely from China. I was able to completely stop Chinese companies into neonatal equipment completely. Yeah.
Sir, you were talking about technology transfer from different labs, right? So how do you go about doing that? Like how do you collect, like how do you interact and get the products? How somebody with a product would come to you and approach you?
Yeah, if it is in the healthcare, generally in the healthcare, and that too in the mother and child care, that area, one. But of course, is also in the assistive tech, assistive technologies. These two technologies, everyone knows we are doing very well. So if they have got any product in this, they directly approach us asking us whether we could do work along with it. Yes. So we do. It's not that we don't. And if I've taken the IIT project, is basically because that passion. I mean, I said this product, which has been done by our students, has to hit the market, whatever it is. Maybe I may not make money, but let it come to the market. But today I'm telling you that particular product that what I showed, Smart Cane, is sold into the market. I mean, the price to the end customer is 3,000, which includes 400 rupees of training program, includes, because these projects have been funded by Wellcome Trust. So they have to give royalty to them, royalty to IIT, royalty to Saksham Trust, which is doing all the paid work for training and so on. Even then I'm making profit out of that.
So I'm very interested to know that you had mentioned that you had collaborative efforts with the industry, the government, and people from the academia, right? And that's a very varied pool of people to deal with and work with. So could you tell us what were the pros and cons for each of these sets of people? For suppose a freshman to start off, which of these would you recommend, for them to adopt first, or what would be a little more feasible or more approachable than the others?
See, industry for sure, industry every time is looking for mature technology. Nobody wants to take a product which is half done, 3/4 done, not done. They don't want to take it at all. So industry is the worst place to go first. Academia, yes. When you're doing academia, the next thing what you need to do is to look for fund. When you're looking for fund, yeah, I would definitely discourage you from getting into venture capital or any of those kind of capital. Look for grants. Don't ever look for any venture capitalist or any seed fund or any angel fund and all sorts of funds. They're all money from HNIs, high net worth individuals. If they would have put their money into a bank, they would have got interest of 5% or 2% or whatever it is. They are putting that onto your neck, catching that. They want 24% now from you. Okay, so be careful whenever you are looking for money. Yeah, so the first would be, I would say, academia, along with fund. For example, the only company in India which has got 3 projects funded by Wellcome Trust is Phoenix. Yeah, today. So that's the kind of funding you look for. Yeah. So corporate partnership, you got to be very, very careful. Okay, so this is one thing which is a big lesson actually. What are the big guys looking for? Straight away. They need your technology. Yes. That's it. They don't need you. Or your passion. Nothing they need. There may be a bigger game, we don't know. For example, GE, there was a bigger game. Straight away. They had a set of products which are much higher priced, and the entire, these guys are going to UN conferences and all these kind of conferences, and they know what exactly all the governments are now going to spend. What are the entire government going to spend? They know very clearly infant mortality has to be reduced. That's what the UN Charter is saying. So they know very clearly all the government have been forced to do some spending on infant care. So which means, what will it translate to? Buying a lot of equipment. And if this fellow who's going to be producing at a low price is there, what will happen? Like me, if I'm going to be there, what will happen? I'll be selling more, yeah? They don't want it. Okay? So if when they start selling our products, selling their products into the market, they're trying to strangulate me, then you understand, oh wow, this is a fantastic strategy they've got. What do? They took an exclusive right from us. Okay? So you said they had money power. So what did they do? First, huge order they gave, which we struggled to manufacture. First order. Put it in their warehouse. They didn't supply to anyone. They can sustain that. So that's what they did. So immediately I had to come back. Luckily, I'm saying this sometimes luck. They wanted a 10-year agreement. Somebody internally from GE, who was a good guy, came back and told me, boss, this is never done. Multinationals, every other year, they're changing managers. This manager may have a strategy, the next manager will have a different strategy. Don't get stuck with these guys. Sign only yearly contracts. I'm making it very clear here. Don't sign up large contracts with any multinationals. They're going to strangulate you. You are at their mercy after that. So luckily I did only 2 years. Popeye came out. Luckily, yeah.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Sir, could you briefly tell us about your distribution and supply chain strategy for this product?
Yeah. That's again a very important thing. A product like mine, which requires somebody to go and talk about. Yeah. So that, I mean, if you look at the story where I am coming from, we had GE. GE is a company which has got large distribution network. Okay. So when I have a large distribution network, which means there are engineers everywhere, there are engineers everywhere, and therefore they will sell. When it comes to a product which has got some sort of a selling to be done, which means a concept to be sold, none of the distributors are going to do it. Distributors are interested only in the gain. They want to push the pain to you as far as possible. Yeah, they don't want, going and concept selling, all those things. Give me the money here. This is a margin out of this. Put in the pocket, he walks away. That's all. Convincing that guy, this is a new thing, no. He doesn't understand. So distribution will be no if it is going to be a new concept. If it is a me too business, I'm also going to be in the same business, then of course, yes, you can try distribution because you can give it a little lower price and then get into the distribution cycle. So for me, what is the strategy I did? As I was trying to tell you, the strength for Phoenix would be to maintain the products. That's the strength. If I maintain the products everywhere, orders will start coming back to me. People will start repeat purchasing from me. So what did I do? I had a large team of engineers all over India just doing service. That is maintenance of the product. Training and maintenance, that's all. Naturally, whenever anyone wants to buy the product, the best friend for them is the guy who is coming and talking to them every day. So they'll ask him, okay, I want another product, can I buy one more? So that's how our strategy has been.
At your first company, how did you motivate yourself to continue after your workers left with your customers and technology?
Yeah, that's a difficult one. So basically, when somebody left, the immediate idea was, the faith is gone. I mean, people are working with me and they just simply took off the technology and went. I mean, it's terrible. I said, shut it down, that's the only thing. But fortunately, some of the customers who knew me, they came back saying that, stay put, something will help you. Definitely. Because, technology, whatever it is, it will keep changing. And you keep progressing in terms of technology. Maybe a small spell of time where you're completely gone, but doesn't matter. You keep going. And that's the entrepreneurial spirit, truly, because you will find ups and downs in the life, in entrepreneurial life. There's no way you're always going the escalator up. No, you're always going up and down. So it's part of as I would say, entrepreneurial journey. Today, I'm happy that more babies are getting saved. That's it. At that point of time, I was totally angry. If I got him, I would have literally done away with him. But at this point, I mean, looking at it, I'm thinking, okay, I mean, it's good for the society.
You mentioned that you imported raw materials initially, and the cost of producing then was more expensive than the international products. So currently now, is the situation different, or are there now local providers for the raw materials that you use in coming up with your products?
Yeah, that's a good one, basically because you need to know what is the situation today. Luckily, last 1 year, 2 years, it's been fantastic for the industry, medical equipment industry. We did talk about this. Two things happened recently. In one of the meetings, the government of India called some select industries and tried to understand what is the problem. So one of the problems we talked about was this, that the import duty is inverted, which means that a completed product is at lower duty, the components are at higher duty. The government went in a week's time, they changed it, reversed it, and they brought the import duty of components 2.5% and import duty of completed product at 7.5%. That's the thing which they did. And of course, the next thing which they did, if you are a new company, you are just now started off, normally in any of the tenders, you will always find a clause saying that you would have had to have 3 years of experience supplying products. A new product, just now you have found out this technology or whatever it is. Only have 3 years of experience in selling into the market. It's impossible. So the government has now come up with a new policy again. They have a national innovation portal. You push that into the portal and your technology, if they assess and say that's a fantastic technology, good for India, you don't wait for tenders, supply into the markets. It's supplying to government without any tender. That's a new thing which has come up. There are two things which has come up this government.
How did Shri react to your exit, and what are they now doing with this segment? Did they introduce products?
Yeah, okay. So, they are there, very much there. G is very much in this space. And if you look at it, what did they, I mean, the reaction was terrible. They kept on approaching. They changed the managers. New set of managers used to come and then say, okay, we did a mistake. Now let's patch up, come back and start off again. But I was very clear, no. 10 years, give me 10 more years. Okay, maybe, let me try, and then I'll come back to you again. This was one. But they're taken already the technology from me. So they started off manufacturing. Yeah. But the strategy for me was different. I had a better customer relationship than them. So even though they brought, as what you said, they brought the product lower and lower, but G's product cost is much higher than us, lower and lower, but they were not able to win at all in tenders or any of these things. No, they were not able to win at all. Even today they tell about the same thing. We did a major mistake in strangulating you. So what I am trying to do, see, I mean, if you look at it as a company, I'm aging. My technology sense is coming down. I was good in technology those days, but the technology is coming down. So what should I do? Look at colleges, pull projects from there, get into the market. So that I will do. So you would have seen now, quite a lot of them. And wherever I go into different institutes, wherever they go, I keep getting a lot of projects, and I'm sure that I'll bring it into the market. Yeah, and this is what I'm going to do next few years.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable thoughts.
He has made a lot of strategic mistakes in their relationship with you. It is a company with extremely deep pockets. They could have actually priced you out completely and survived very strongly.
They're right now. Even now they're right there.
That's a very, but now it's too late. The second thing is, over these years, you have derived a very interesting advantage of building your strong networks with your customer side, and you have technology coming in your favor because of the Sustainable Development Goals. Governments would be looking at viable technologies, very reliable, low cost. Are you getting it? And you have the internet today, so you don't even need to advertise. I mean, your Facebook itself will start speaking in that sense, because you're in a very great space, especially for developing nations. So they can naturally start looking at that technology you can leverage, and I'm sure you're already doing it. I feel this is a wonderful thing, and I wanted to ask a different question. Strategically, now that you've been in this space, and I know of a little about other medical technologies, do you feel there is a hope for India to emerge as a very strong player in healthcare technology?
Absolutely. So what did I do? I just didn't stop there. Now we have an office in Johannesburg. We have another one in Indonesia. In both the places, I'm going to the next level. Let's not do what the multinationals have done. Let me go there, bring that country up, which means that get the technology into that country, develop the technology there, what is required there. Don't impose on them. Try and talk about this big things and then try and say that I'm great Indian and then I'm bringing it there. No. Go there and then try and bring that technology up. Same thing with Indonesia. Go there and do it. This is what I'm trying to change. We will emerge differently. Not the way US or Europe is doing. We will change the way the things are done in the world. We will go there and what is required in that particular place, bring it up there. We'll never impose on them.
How much of reverse engineering of very high tech from the West happening in
I don't think, exactly, I just wanted to tell you, we are not doing. It is only in China. If you look at it, if you look at most of the companies in India, in medical space, they are just putting labels. That's called as manufacturing. What are they doing? Taking it from China, just changing, putting that label. He will give it without the label, put the label. That's my manufacturing. That is what happening. What reverse engineering? No reverse engineering.
But then we are dealing with the cultural dialogue. We are people who by and large don't have the risk-taking ability. Only a few islands of risk-taking are there.
Absolutely.
But that's not going to help the nation as a whole.
No. No. Absolutely no. Absolutely no. So, I mean, if you look at it, we tried, I mean, I tried with some of the companies which I took up distribution. I tried telling them, come to India, and I'm not talking today, I'm talking about 96. And when I brought these companies to distribute products in India, I said, boss, India is such a big, vast country with such a large market. Can't you make in India? No. They never, ever, I don't know, some sort of, they don't have faith in us, or we really don't have that kind of market. No, both are no. I don't know, they just don't come to India to manufacture. They went to China. Of course, today all of us know China is the factory for the world, India is the office for the world. So should we go into a situation where we also want to be a factory for the world?
It's a dangerous situation, actually, because according to our own government's data, every day 55,000 people are getting into the workforce. They're not getting jobs. They're actually staring at a very dangerous nightmare. In fact, many youngsters need to know. I've been sharing as many books. India is producing more than 1 million qualified BE, BTech or equivalent every year. And I mean, we don't have the capacity to absorb that. So if our engineers are not going to become inventive, I think the next 10 to 15 years are going to be absolutely dangerous for the planet.
Absolutely, yes. Inventive, absolutely. I mean, inventive, and if you look at it, the danger, next danger which is coming up, look at all the industries today. We are all talking about lean. We want to cut workforce completely. We want to remove cut workforce. We are saying automate everything. I don't want to depend on anyone. Look at Mahindra's. They are automating all their lines. Everything is getting automated. Then they don't require people. Only for knowledge purpose. After that, nothing. Don't require people. As what you're saying, it's a dangerous situation, definitely. It is a dangerous situation. I don't know how we are going to react. But each one of us, if you look at it, each one of us can take up. There's so much of opportunity today. I mean, so much. Every little thing you take up, there's a lot of opportunity. And if we can come out of, as what we say, the box, maybe bigger box you can go into, but that could change the way the world is. Can we do the change? We can. We definitely can. And let us not, I mean, I would say use technology as much as possible to understand what is needed. And always be close with the customer, be close with whatever your solution. I mean, never ever try to produce a solution sitting in the lab. You can produce a solution, but then always be connected with what the place where it's supposed to be used. For example, for me, if I am not inside the hospital continuously, I will never understand how the product is getting used and what is the requirement and so on. Maybe I'll get quite a lot of fantastic ideas if you're sitting there. That's what we need today. Not looking at what is there available in the West and bringing it into India. Healthcare today, medical equipment. Pharmaceuticals is completely controlled. Healthcare medical equipment is not at all controlled. When you're saying not at all controlled, there's no regulatory requirement at all. When you don't have any regulation, what happens? It's going to be dangerous. So, no, but then look at it. If I go to a hospital here, and that particular CT scan, ultrasound, whatever. If those are not regulated, what does it mean? The results coming out of it is a major question mark. Because, so as long as some data is coming out of this, isn't it? Blood test you do, whatever you do, it's going to be a major question mark. The major market is India. We are the only guys who are going to be buying for the next at least 20 years. We have the right kind of population to buy things. So they have to somehow, they will, I mean, make sure that, they are in this place.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your journey. I now request Professor LS Ganesh to present a memento to the speaker.